Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and we had two great games last night to go through, and I want to show you the plays that caught my eye and how they helped decide the outcomes. First up, the Bucks on an 18-game winning streak, playing Dallas without MVP candidate Luka Doncic due to an ankle sprain. An easy 19, right? Giannis was a one-man show with 48 points, and interestingly, he did it primarily as the roll man in their ball screen package. This isn't something he does a lot of usually, but once you get the ball handler to go middle off the ball screen, there ain't much you can do to stop it. They flip that screen, and Kleba does a nice job to get back in position to contest, but he's way too physical. Giannis can handle it, and he gets the and one. Same direction again, and the quick shot fake from Dante sucks Powell in. Finney-Smith is concerned with his shooter on the weak side, and we've got the funk to go with the dunk. With the corner empty and another pick and roll the defense allows to go middle, Brunson tries to rotate from the strong side, but he's too little, too late. They got the pick and pop going later in the game, allowing Giannis space to isolate out top and then get those long strides pumping to the rim where Powell is powerless to stop the hop. Giannis then slips the ball screen. KP is out of position worrying about the ball handler, and we're talking about a lot of length between these two as Giannis takes the biggest of steps to get around Porzingis and the longest of limbs to get the shot off. But KP must have been taking this matchup personally, since he made a point of scoring on Giannis as early and as often as possible. Let's start with this ridiculous tip dunk. My goodness. I like this action where KP is the first of a double staggered screen for Hardaway, then curls around the second screener, leaving Giannis shot by a sniper before nailing the jumper and not getting the call when Lopez doesn't let him land safely. Porzingis gets the ball from about 40 feet out, thinks about it for a second, then says, "Heck yeah, it's Giannis on me," before dropping this clean through the net in his face. The game was getting out of hand late, and KP must have had a date since he ended this one early with another 40-footer in Giannis's grill. But it was Seth freaking Curry who was putting his floater game on display all night long and got them the separation they needed in the third that decided this game. The closeout has to come because of the threat of his shot, and check the one-footed runner from 13 feet out over the 7-foot Lopez, soft off the glass. Curry doesn't even need a shot fake. His defender gets so close to eliminate the shot, he can squirt right by him, and he slows down the last step slightly, takes off way before the help can get there, and we've got another floater soft off the glass. We've got an old-fashioned triple threat rip-through move on the wing, and notice how he's not jumping from inside the lane. It gives him space and a nice touch to go glass yet again before Ilyasova can get there. I kind of feel bad for Kyle Korver here. Curry gets him on skates on the catch. Check the gorgeous skip dribble Hezzy, and this time he's in deep water, with Giannis coming over to swallow him up. But watch how high off the glass he bounces this one. It hits on the way down and drops clean through the net to give them a commanding 12-point lead. And it looked like Curry had a double date with KP, since he wastes no time jacking this three up in transition. Wes Matthews can't get there, and that, my friends, is how we say end of streak. Moving over to Houston, where the Spurs are wallowing in a very disappointing season so far, but threw some haymakers early to go up 16-2 with LaMarcus Aldridge leading the way. Here's the complicated set. They curled DeRozan off an Iverson cut, shuffle cut Aldridge through the lane to his coveted left block, then flex action with Lyles and Forbes. We all know LMA wants to turn over his right shoulder for the fadeaway, so why in the heck is Capella giving it to him? The world may never know. Another ISO post against Capella, and this time he hits him with the quick release jumper off the dribble with just a little fade. The Spurs then space the floor to let DeRozan go to work down low. Capella is left wandering around out there, giving Aldridge more than 10 feet of space on the catch, and that's all he needs. One reason the Rockets go down by so much is because Harden went 4 for 17 from the field in the first half. However, sometimes the defense feels good about getting stops when it's not much to do with their defending. Watch DeJounte Murray doing a good job to keep his hands out of the cookie jar, but Harden gets into his rhythmic dance, lets this one go smooth, but the ball just misses by an inch. Some pistol action with the pin down in the handoff forces a switch, and Harden is in heaven, with the slow-footed Aldridge having to guard him on an island. Interestingly, it's the mishandling of the ball that turns into a good thing for Harden, getting him right into the lane, drawing tons of contact, but can't finish and no whistle. On this quick drive from the corner, an awful lot of contact again, and it almost didn't matter as this ball somehow bounces off the rim and out. Trey Lyles is not adhering to the defensive principles of keeping your hand out of the cookie jar, so Harden promptly gets right into the lane. This easy floater rolls right off the rim somehow, and the Spurs have to be thanking their lucky stars at this point. While this was decent defense by my man Derek White, it's also an in and out, but watch the putback on the loose ball. Man, I don't know how Harden is missing these great shots, and I'm sure he doesn't either. But give credit to the defense on this one. Awesome pursuit by Murray to back up the retreating Pirtle. Harden gets too deep, doesn't get contact, and Murray cold swats this away. But the lead ballooned in the second quarter thanks to the Bryn Forbes three-point extravaganza. If you don't believe in the hot hand, folks, just watch this. Word to the wise, if you're not picking up Forbes in transition at the three-point line, you're doing it wrong. And now, he's on fire! They switch the first pin down for Forbes, and on the handoff, Tucker is supposed to pick him up, but Forbes flips this into a ball screen back to his left. The defense is out of position, and he drops another one in. Same play the next time down, and this pistol action is the best way to combat a hyper-switchy defense. Tucker does his best, but I guess his best wasn't good enough. And check the nice V-cut into the handoff. This got Russ leaning a step to his right, and that's all the room Forbes needs as he gets up on his jump shot for the clear look over Capella to blow that lead up to 21 points. But it was only a matter of time. Those shots that were off by just an inch or two in the first half, Harden made the adjustment. Looks like he added a touch more arc on this one, and here we go. Here's a rather bizarre alignment with 3 Rockets in a row on the left side. The Spurs ignore Russ in the wing, and he makes them pay with the attack on the catch. He has Capella if he wants, but why not go with the off-foot double pump lefty off the glass? Now that the lid was off the rim for Harden, he takes Forbes into his office, lectures him on the need for more lateral quickness before letting fly his own off-foot lefty floater straight through the net. Once a guy like Harden gets going, all you can do is hope to get a hand up and pray to the basketball gods he misses. Derek White's prayers go unanswered. Here was another pistol action where Tucker sets the screen and Capella would have handed off to Harden, but terrible communication by the defense. As both players run to Harden, Tucker slips to the rim, and they cut the lead to 5 with the layup. The Spurs defense has failed them all season long, and it started to haunt them the closer the Rockets got. I don't understand why DeRozan moves off the line of deployment here. Clearly Murray is compromised, and now they need Aldridge to step up, and Bellinelli was supposed to bump down on Capella, but this all happens too fast, and now the lead is 3. And here we are, the moment of truth. The Rockets have battled back from a 25-point deficit, and of course, we'll get the James Harden DeJounte Murray dance card. Good contest in the air, better shot to be fair. When Murray couldn't get the pull-up or the putback to go in amongst the trees, Harden took out some earlier frustration in the open court, and man, that must have been rough for Aldridge. Wondering if this was a travel? He gathers the ball with his right foot on the ground, then a simple left, right, and up, and a not-so-simple facial. Down by 2 late, they go back to Aldridge on that left block, and wouldn't you know it, Capella allows him to turn back over his right shoulder, and if you don't block this shot, it's generally going in. But this pick and roll essentially decided the game as Rudy Gay needlessly rotates all the way to Capella even though Aldridge is right there to pick him up. The easy pass gives Tucker enough time to lick his thumb, check the wind, then splash this, and the Rockets come back from their largest deficit ever in franchise history to stomp on the Spurs' hearts and ride away with the win. So there you have it, sports fans. Another great night in the association and another great round of highlights in the way only B-Ball Breakdown can do it.